Oh man, you're not gonna believe what just dropped. The Cleveland Browns are officially in chaos mode, and it's all thanks to one jaw-dropping statement. Star wide receiver Jeudy just went rogue, completely breaking ranks and demanding the team install Shedeur Sanders as the starting quarterback right now. He didn't just hint at it, he put head coach Kevin Stefanski on absolute blast for dragging his feet and making excuses. This isn't just locker room gossip, this is a full-blown mutiny from one of the team's biggest stars, and it's got the entire NFL world talking. This story is hitting different because Jeudy wasn't just venting, he was speaking with absolute conviction. He basically looked Stefanski in the eye, through the press, and said, "What are we doing?" Jeudy is utterly confused why the Browns are still hesitating, especially now that the veteran safety net of Joe Flacco is gone. The quarterback room is finally clear, the path is open, and yet Stefanski keeps acting like giving Sanders the job is a risk, not an opportunity. Jeudy's message was simple: Sanders is the future, the time is now, and every day Stefanski waits is a day wasted. The tension in Cleveland right now is thick enough to cut with a knife, and this public call out from Jeudy is the spark that just turned the whole situation into a 5-alarm fire. You've got to wonder, how long can Stefanski hold out against his own players? Jeudy's comments weren't just about demanding a change, they were a vicious validation of everything Shedeur Sanders has been doing behind the scenes. Jeudy didn't let up for a second, emphasizing just how dedicated Sanders, along with Dillon Gabriel, has been. They've been doing their thing, he stressed, highlighting their commitment since OTAs and minicamp. This isn't some rookie trying to get by. This is a player who has shown up early, put in the work, and earned the right to be the guy. Jeudy made it crystal clear, Sanders isn't just talented, he's setting the professional standard in that locker room. He's showing the coaches and his teammates that he can be trusted when the clock's winding down and the game's on the line. Jeudy's faith in him is absolute. He's convinced that the moment Sanders finally gets his shot, he's going to prove to every single doubter and every hesitant coach why he was the right choice all along. He called Sanders the full package, the arm talent, the relentless drive, and the quiet leadership that the Browns desperately need to propel them forward. When Mary Kay Cabot pushed Jeudy on Sanders' own confident comments about being ready to play, Jeudy didn't even blink. He didn't just defend him, he used it as an opportunity to heap more praise. He shot down the idea that Sanders was being arrogant, instead spinning it as a testament to his relentless preparation. Jeudy pointed out that Sanders has been absolutely buried in the playbook, mastering every little detail and executing every snap like a true veteran. The kid has done everything the coaching staff has asked for, and then some. In Jeudy's mind, when a player puts in that level of unseen professional work, they have absolutely earned the right to speak with that kind of confidence. It's not hubris, it's the result of relentless dedication. It's an earned confidence, and Jeudy respects that above everything else. The support for Shedeur Sanders isn't just coming from the offense either, it's echoing from the defense as well, proving that this isn't a divided locker room, it's a united front demanding change. Myles Garrett, the defensive leader and the face of the franchise, has been right there backing him up, giving the young quarterback major props for his intense focus and his relentless grind. Garrett pointed out that Sanders' commitment is far beyond what's normal for a player, let alone a young one. He's that guy, the one who beats the sun up to get to the facility and stays long after everyone else has gone home. But what really separates him in Garrett's eyes is the pro-level initiative. Sanders is actively pulling up to the coaches' offices on his own, seeking out answers, asking what more he can do to not just get better, but to actually level up and truly separate himself from the pack. That's the stuff of future stars, and Garrett recognizes it. Garrett wasn't just giving a ceremonial nod. When asked what specifically has impressed him most as a veteran, he spoke about the sheer time investment. He described how the coach's office is easily seen when you walk in the building, and almost every single morning he sees Sanders in there, grinding away, talking through plays and schemes with the coaches, making absolutely sure that he is 100% prepared for that moment when his name is finally called. This is the ultimate stamp of approval. Garrett made it crystal clear he genuinely respects Sanders for that grind and that heart. He explicitly said that Sanders has earned every ounce of respect he's getting through pure effort and relentless focus, proving to everyone in the building that he's built for the pressure of the NFL. Garrett went on to praise Sanders' maturity, calling it a rare quality in such a young player, the ability to handle pressure and sky-high expectations with that kind of calm, quiet confidence. In Garrett's book, Sanders' approach to the game is a masterclass in discipline and commitment, and it's a quality that should be rewarded, not continuously sidelined. But here's where the story hits its most frustrating point. Even with the unwavering vocal support from the two biggest stars on both sides of the ball, Jeudy and Myles Garrett, head coach Kevin Stefanski still refuses to pull the trigger. Stefanski keeps managing the situation as if playing Shedeur Sanders is some kind of reckless gamble, constantly trying to convince the media and the fan base that he has the situation completely under control. But let's be real, the locker room sees the hesitation, and so does the whole football world. Week after week, Stefanski's decisions look less about maximizing talent and more about a paranoid commitment to playing it safe. He keeps using Sanders' age and lack of experience like it's a crippling handicap, while simultaneously handing key reps to players like Quinton Judkins, who didn't even get a full training camp to prepare. That's the contradiction that has the entire city scratching its collective head. If Judkins with minimal prep can be trusted to take a shot and learn on the job, then why on earth is Shedeur Sanders, who has been in the system since OTAs and earned the respect of his teammates, being continuously iced out? The logic simply doesn't connect. Stefanski's defense for this contradictory management: he constantly falls back on the tired line about being mindful of our players and our players' development, claiming he wants to make sure that I'm always doing what's best for our players and of course our team. But the players themselves, the very guys he claims to be protecting, are publicly contradicting that statement. It feels like an excuse, a hollow justification for a stubborn and increasingly confusing decision. The head coach is talking about development while his star receiver is saying he's actively stunting the development of the most important player on the roster. And it's not just the players. The national media is hammering the Browns organization too. Dan Orlovsky, one of the most respected quarterback analysts in the game, didn't just criticize the Browns. He came straight at Stefanski and the front office with absolute fire. Orlovsky stated in no uncertain terms that it is flat out disappointing that Shedeur Sanders hasn't even been named QB2 yet, especially when there is zero, let me repeat that, zero real legitimate competition for that backup spot. Orlovsky didn't stop there. He went straight to the ownership, demanding a clear answer about the so-called plan they hyped up before the season even began. That entire offseason narrative was built on giving both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders a fair, open shot to prove themselves as the future of the team. But now, it looks like management has completely and utterly lost the plot. Orlovsky absolutely tore into them for their confusing and inconsistent decision-making, saying that the team's direction is being made up on the fly and lacks any clear professional structure. Orlovsky's frustration was palpable. He kept asking the essential question that everyone in the league is asking. If it's not Shedeur, I do think it's disappointing. I do think it's a question of why not. He was demanding to know what exactly Shedeur hasn't done, what he hasn't shown, or what he hasn't displayed to earn the backup quarterback role in a season that everyone knows is purely about finding the future quarterback. The entire season is supposed to be a low-stakes proving ground, yet the Browns are treating it like a Super Bowl contention year, where one mistake will cost them everything. The analysts see the simple, undeniable logic. The backup spot is meaningless in the big picture unless it's for developing your future franchise player. And right now, the Browns are inexplicably wasting that priceless opportunity. The pressure in Cleveland is absolutely boiling over, and the entire Shedeur Sanders situation has officially reached its breaking point. Fans, analysts, and now the team's biggest stars are demanding that Kevin Stefanski stop stalling and finally make the move. The people backing Sanders aren't asking for some crazy unwarranted special treatment. They are simply demanding that the Browns organization unleash his obvious talent and let him prove what he's worth in real game situations. If Stefanski continues to keep him glued to the sidelines, the inevitable failure will not be on Shedeur. It will land squarely on the Browns' shoulders for actively holding back a player who has done everything right, who has earned the respect of his peers, and who is clearly the most talented QB on the roster. The frustration is growing at an alarming speed, and the clock is ticking down to 0. If the Browns keep dragging this out, they will not only be blamed for stunting Shedeur's career before it even gets off the ground, but they will be committing a fundamental failure in organizational development. This quarterback controversy has now completely swallowed the entire Cleveland narrative, with every single fan and analyst laser focused on how the team handles this crucial moment, even with the powerful vocal support from Jeudy and Myles Garrett, who have praised Sanders for his incredible maturity, relentless drive, and professional work ethic, Stefanski's refusal to pull the trigger on that QB1 spot is raising serious eyebrows across the entire NFL. Shedeur Sanders has literally done everything that has been asked of him, and then some. He shows up early, he stays late, he studies the film until his eyes bleed, and he plays like a player who was born to lead an NFL franchise. He's earned the absolute trust of his teammates and the undeniable respect of the fan base. Yet Stefanski continues to hide behind weak excuses about youth and experience, all while players like the aforementioned Judkins, who barely had any time to prepare, are already being given their crucial opportunities. That right there is where the whole narrative starts to look extremely shaky and unprofessional. If the Browns can willingly take calculated chances on other developmental players in key positions, then there is absolutely no reason to not trust the quarterback who has already proven in every metric that he is ready to take the next step. The tension is building faster than anyone expected, and the entire city of Cleveland can feel it bubbling beneath the surface. The fans want action, real football, not another pointless press conference full of the same tired excuses. The pressure on Stefanski is at a sky-high level, and everyone in the league knows the stakes. If this situation continues to drag on, it will do more than just affect Shedeur's developmental curve. It could actively wreck the team's locker room chemistry, sour the relationship between the coach and his star players, and cripple the team's long-term future. At this defining moment, the Browns organization needs to stop this confusing paralysis and decide once and for all if they are actually serious about professional progress, or if they are content with completely wasting generational potential. Shedeur Sanders has absolutely done his part. He's prepared, he's earned it, and he's ready. It is now time for the franchise to do its part and stop playing games with the future of the team. If they continue to bench him, they risk losing far more than just a talented young quarterback. They risk utterly destroying their credibility as a team that claims to believe in serious player development. The ball is officially and irrevocably in Kevin Stefanski's court, and how he chooses to play this defining moment right now could fundamentally shape the Browns' future for years and years to come. This entire situation has another massive layer of complexity that no one is talking about yet. With all of this public drama and the clear resistance from the head coach, the rest of the league is watching like a pack of wolves. There are now whispers, serious, growing whispers, that the Las Vegas Raiders are reportedly showing concrete interest in Shedeur Sanders. The Raiders, who have their own quarterback situation up in the air, are notorious for making bold, unexpected moves to secure a potential franchise quarterback. They see the chaos in Cleveland, they see the talent being wasted, and they recognize a potential opportunity to swoop in and steal the Browns' future right out from under their nose. If the Browns continue this stubborn benching, and the dissatisfaction in the locker room grows, an outside team like the Raiders could easily dangle a significant trade package that forces the Browns' hand. Could Shedeur's future be shifting away from Cleveland much sooner than anyone, especially Kevin Stefanski, ever expected? This is a crossroads moment for the Cleveland Browns. They have a diamond in the rough, polished by his own relentless effort and championed by his veteran teammates. The coach is the only roadblock, so I have to ask, is Kevin Stefanski simply playing it too safe, or is this straight-up organizational stubbornness actively costing Cleveland its next big star? And if the Raiders are sniffing around, do you think the Browns should consider a massive trade, or should they finally wake up and just put the kid in the game? Drop your thoughts, your wildest theories, and your most frustrated takes in the comments below. I want to hear what you think should happen next in this unbelievable situation.